John Anderson is a better catcher than Oswaldo Arcia of the ball. Actually, he caught a pen, which is harder than a ball.
It was impressive.
I just flipped John's pen. Juliana, you saw me do this.
It was truly remarkable for this time of the morning.
Well, he's been here.
And I wasn't even looking either.
I didn't look when I threw it to you. Anyway, we're going to talk about Farragut North, the Merlin Players professional theater presentation at the Paradise Center for the Arts this weekend and next weekend. And boy, this is perfect timing-wise, Juliana. Obviously, you picked it because it's a political play.
Yes, we did, but I also have been looking for a while for the kind of play that I knew Craig would like to direct, Craig Berg, and I read this and I loved the script, and I just thought, oh, I'm going to have Craig read this, and he loved it too, and we were able to work it out with his schedule that he could do it, so I'm delighted.
This has to have been written rather recently, right?
2006?
Well, that's relatively recent.
7, yeah.
It's based on the 2004 Iowa caucuses, so after that,
Sure.
you know, so yeah, fairly recent.
And what did you think? I should introduce all my other guests too. Craig Berg is the director. He's directed a number of plays, I understand. Craig, how many plays have you directed?
Oh, half a dozen.
Okay. But you've never done one for the Merlin Players.
Haven't done it for Merlin Players.
But you've been on stage with the Merlin
A
Players
lot.
a number of times.
Yeah, I'm a founding member, one of the founding members of Merlin Players. So
You must have been thrilled when Juliana asked you to direct this.
Absolutely, you know, especially after I read it, I was just, yeah, I was sold right away. There was no doubt. So it was definitely right up my alley.
And it's cool that you're able to, I mean, you like to direct too. I mean, you could have done it yourself, you know?
Well, I knew we're rolling right into 1776 next week, and our schedule this year was a little crazy, and so it would have been really difficult for me to have done a large musical while doing, and get ready for that while doing this show. But also, it's, you know, it's a smaller show, so before a big show, that makes sense in terms of, you know, casting and that sort of thing, and money, and just, you know, I just wanted to do the show because of it's a political year.
All right, fantastic. Amber Boettcher is with us.
Yes, I am.
How are you, Amber?
I'm good.
And how many productions have you been in with the Merlin Players?
With Merlin, this would be my third. Yep, third show.
Okay. Tell me about a couple of the other roles. What are the shows?
I had a cameo in 7 Year Itch, and I was also in Bleacher Bums.
Okay. And then we have Nate Chesney with us. Very dapper today, too, Nate.
Thank you. I just came from work, so.
What do you wear?
Mayo.
The Mayo. Oh, that's right. You work at the Mayo Clinic. Wow. He's wearing a tie. The tie actually matches the shirt.
That's how I do.
That's how he rolls.
And then for costuming, that's what he wears in the play.
Oh, does he? The exact same thing?
Well, not exact, but a lot of suits and ties.
Okay. We're going to talk more, obviously. We'll give you details about Farragut North. I think you've gathered it's a political thriller, right?
Right, definitely a political thriller.
And we're going to talk about that when AM Minnesota continues.
Anywhere you like, or everywhere you
Mention your sponsor,
like.
don't
This
you?
price. Bring on spring with lush green
And
Boston
then
ferns and a special wide
we
just
probably
9.80
should talk about
the Home Depot.
who
More
wrote the
saving,
play,
more doing.
and
Valid
Craig
through
can do
27.
that.
AM Minnesota continues. We have some delightful folks in studio. Not that we don't every day, but I'm kind of partial to talking about the theater. Juliana Skluzachek is with us. She is the artistic director, right, for the Merlin Players?
Sure. Yes, I am.
For lack of a better
Yeah.
title, I guess. And sitting to, let's see, Juliana's right, sitting to my left of Juliana, as we're describing this on the radio, but you can watch it on YouTube later at our YouTube channel.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Thinking of all kinds of things here. Is Nate Chesney. Amber Boettcher is here, and so is Craig Berg, who is the director of the production. And Craig, maybe you want to give us a little of the background of the show. By the way, we are going to, listen carefully, folks, give away a couple of tickets, right, Juliana?
That's right.
For the opening night or for...
Opening weekend.
Okay, you can pick your day. Opening weekend. We're going to give those away, but listen carefully because we're going to have a question. We'll find out how well you listen. So Craig, tell us about the background, if you would.
The background, the show is based on real events of the 2004 caucuses in Iowa. It takes place, however, with the math, it's a fictional running in 2008. It's kind of a look at the underbelly of a campaign, and you get a look at all of the scandals that take place. You get a look at all of the dirty strategies that can take place, and it really kind of opens your eyes to what is happening or what can be happening out there. There's things that he wrote about in this play. Incidentally, it's Bo Willimon wrote Farragut North, who is the creator of Netflix's House of Cards, and his writing is just amazing. But the events of this play and at this time there's some that could be absolutely ripped out of the headlines for what's going on right now.
Well, there you go.
You will recognize things that go, whoa, and it's pretty amazing writing. It really is. I don't know if it's because it's that common that goes on in these things. It could very well be that history is repeating itself. But it's a very compelling, very intriguing show. I want people to be figuratively, I guess, on the edge of their seats, waiting to see what's going to happen next, from scene to scene, because it really rolls. It's high speed. And it's very compelling. That's the word I really like to use.
Sure.
Because I've seen, we've been rehearsing for 6 weeks, and I still find myself literally actually on the edge of my seat in some scenes, watching what's going on, because these guys are so talented, and that they impress me all the time. And
I have to get them out the door, you don't want to get their heads too big.
Yeah, really, exactly. Don't worry, I knock them down enough too. Not quite enough to make them cry, but close.
Are you a political junkie?
I am a political junkie, yes. And that's where, after reading the script, it really, really made me want to do it.
Were you familiar with this before that?
I was not. No, I was not.
So it hasn't been performed around here, has it?
No, it hasn't. I don't know any place in the state where it's been performed. It's a pretty new play. And that's one of the reasons why we looked at it. But really, as Craig said, when I read this script in the last 20 pages, you've got to be kidding me. I can't believe that happened. Why would he do that? Oh my, it was that kind of a page turner, and I thought, if it's like this when you read it, it is really going to play well on the stage.
And you can see why, can't you? I haven't even seen the play, but I'm guessing that you can, once you see the play, you can understand why the political life is not the life for everybody.
It definitely is not.
And as you said, the playwright, Bo Willimon, the way he has written House of Cards,
Yep.
is, again, that same kind of edgy, very real type of dialogue. It's smart, and I think people are going to really like it.
So
and that's probably a good time to bring up the fact that there is strong profanity in this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They do talk. They talk. You probably may surprise people just how these people talk.
Right.
And he's it's all about realism with Mr. Willimon, and so it's.
And actually, not all the characters use that kind of language all the time. Mostly it's just Nate Chesney who swears.
It's very true. Huh?
I said, way to go.
I'm sorry.
His mom's going to take a bar of soap to him after the show.
She's not going to be happy.
Have you told her?
Yeah, she knows. She's very well aware.
What did she say?
She said, you know what? She's gonna ignore the swearing because she's gonna come for the art. It's still a play, and in the end, I think you're gonna lose track of all that because you're gonna be so drawn into what's happening in the show.
Well, I'm sure he puts in that because he wants to make it real.
Exactly.
And there probably is a lot of profanity in those settings.
Yes, that's. Yeah.
Because it's very intense.
The show can be intense sometimes, yes.
Right?
There are times where you'll go, I expect audible oohs and ahs, because of what happens on stage.
But at the same time, there's some really funny moments too.
There are some.
Because they're human beings and they're funny, so they can't help themselves.
Will I cry?
I don't know.
I can't. Well, I wouldn't expect that, I guess.
Okay. You're going, I don't know you. You may cry at the drop of a hat.
Yeah. I may be crying. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not.
No, I mean
really
not here, but I mean, you're nervous about
No,
tonight?
I'm not.
Okay.
No. We've had a really nice week this week, and like I said, my cast is amazing.
Yeah. Well, let's learn about the characters here.
please.
I'm assuming, Nate, that you are the politician.
I play Stephen Bellamy, who is presidential hopeful Morris's. I'm his press secretary.
Oh.
So yeah, I'm not so much politician as much as I basically run a lot of the campaign. Now, I'm not the campaign manager, but I do a lot of the press stuff, a lot of the releases, dealing with the press, things like that. So.
Some of the dirty stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, you're behind the scenes,
Very much so. Yeah.
so to speak.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the play is focused on Stephen Bellamy. It's real. We don't even meet the candidates.
Okay.
So.
Never. You
No.
never meet the candidates.
No.
You're just talking about the candidates.
Yep.
Saying that schmuck did this or that.
That's basically it. Yeah.
That kind of thing, right?
Yes,
Oh, we want to give away these tickets?
Yeah,
We
let's
should be able
try.
to do that now.
Let's
People
try.
are listening, right?
Maybe,
Uh-huh.
hopefully.
So, the guy who wrote the play that Merlin Players is doing, Farragut North, also is writing a hit series for Netflix. What is the name of that series?
We've mentioned it a few times. So the first person to call and get that right,
Stars Kevin Spacey and Robin Wright. And
Give
they
us
will-
some more hints.
And they will get 2 tickets for opening weekend.
okay, awesome. Good luck, folks. Well, congratulations, probably by now. I would think somebody would have called by now. So tell me about your character. Is this guy a schmuck?
Stephen is not a schmuck. No, I think Stephen is extremely smart. He knows exactly what he's doing, and he knows how to get his way. I wouldn't call him a manipulator at all, but he definitely knows how to turn things in his direction. I'm not going to tell you too much to give anything away here.
Well, of course not.
But
Very young.
But I think, yes, he is young. He's a 25-year-old, basically wonder kid. He is probably one of the youngest people to ever be a press secretary for a presidential campaign, and he knows it. So he's a little cocky about it.
Well, sure.
But he's an interesting character, probably the most interesting character I've ever played. There's so many emotions that run through him all the time, and it really is a terrific character. I think people will love him. Some people might hate him. It really could go either way.
That's the way most of us humans work.
Correct.
Mm.
So, we got to find out about Amber's character.
Well, I play Molly, and she is an intern working for the Morris campaign. And she leaves headquarters to come and, well, she meets Stephen and gets kind of drawn into him. And through the course of the show, you see her progress with her character. You see her become more of a strong-willed woman, and it is very compelling to see what happens with her through the course of the show.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to give anything away.
Exactly.
No, I
know.
don't.
I'm struggling here a little bit.
So can you relate to this woman?
A little bit. I mean, I think.
I mean, here you got this schmuck. I'm sorry. I don't mean to call you that, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's moments that I can connect with my character. I believe I'm a strong woman too. So, putting up with these men through the course of the show, and
her character, she plays is 19 years old.
yeah,
So
she's
very
young. She's very young, but she's intelligent.
Yes.
She's there for a reason too. Just like how Stephen is in his role at 25. I think she's meant to be there. I mean, she's smart. She knows what she's doing.
And as an intern, she gets thrown full blast into the middle of this whole thing.
Well, they bring
As a
you in.
19-year-old intern.
So they bring you in because they want to get these millennials, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's why you're running this campaign.
I suppose that's probably true. Yeah.
But at the same time, these people, their characters really believe in their candidate. They really think that this guy has the policies and a way of looking at the world that would be good for the United States. And they ultimately, they're working on this campaign because they believe in this guy. And, you know, and then, you know, sometimes ego and being a little, you know, too sure of yourself can take you to places that you didn't know you were going to go.
And that's one of the aspects of the show that what's taking on today with, I think of the Bernie Sanders campaign.
Oh, sure.
I mean, actually, the guy who plays campaign manager, and he talks of a political revolution, and that's what Morris stands for. And Morris gets called by the opposition a hack or a crazy, you know, and it just it pulls you right into today with Bernie Sanders. You know, it really kind of is parallel to that, to somebody who, you know, who wants to make a change, you know, radical changes and make things better for the people. You know, and that's kind of what Morris stands for. And has, you know, he has this backing, as does, you know, Bernie Sanders. So I mean, it's really quite parallel. It's crazy.
It sounds very interesting.
Yeah.
So folks, you might want to take this in. Again, performances are tomorrow night with a opening night reception. Got some
That's
booze
right.
there.
Free food, free wine.
How can you turn that?
I know.
That's tomorrow night, 7:30. Saturday night, 7:30. A Sunday afternoon matinee at 2.
And it's going to be raining, so come to the theater.
Well, there you go. You think of everything, don't you? And then next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I didn't know you had that kind of power, Juliana. 7:30.
Oh, I always pray for rain on matinees. Sorry.
Well, yeah, Sunday afternoon you could be doing stuff around the house, but you can't now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
So might as well go see Farragut North. Farragut North.
Yeah,
Must not have a winner yet.
we must not have a winner. So do we need to give more clues?
I don't know, but I don't know how you couldn't.
Yeah, we kind of laid it right out there.
And you told them to listen.
Well, you know, that's how it goes. People don't always listen to me, Juliana, when I tell them to do things either. We all know about that. So,
Also, a little bit of insight with the title. That Farragut North is a subway station, a train station, excuse me, in Washington D.C. And it actually, with the context of this play, it's somewhat of a negative connotation, because during the play we hear about the people in their position, you know, on the campaign with a candidate, often end up. He calls them political has-beens, riding the train to Farragut North Central to go to their jobs that they've got. You know, their no-account jobs. You know, so, and these people are striving not to have that happen. They want to be in the White House in their jobs there and such. So Farragut North, you know, it's kind of like the place where you don't want to be when you're in this position.
have you been promised to be in the White House?
No, I haven't been promised to be in the White House. We have very high hopes. We from the beginning, you can see we're very strong. We are 100% sure there's no way we're going to lose this campaign.
Paul says that you'll get your raise when you get to the White House.
Exactly.
So he's pretty much he has a job.
And the other people in the show are?
All right. Larry Lodemeyer is playing the campaign manager Paul Zara. Betsy Cole is playing Ida Horowitz, who is a reporter for the New York Times. Tom Ett is playing Tom Duffy, who is a campaign manager for the opposing candidate. Darren Schaffenbuhl is playing Ben. He's kind of Stevens, or Nate's protege within the Morris campaign, the assistant press secretary. Tim Fitzgerald is playing a reporter, Frank, from the LA Times, I believe in it. And Linda Anderson is playing a waitress.
So, and it takes place in and around Des Moines, Iowa, and we're using back projections on a screen to set time and place. And what we did was went to Des Moines, Iowa for the weekend where my brother lives, spent a weekend with him and Ed Brown, who's taken a lot of photos for the Merlin players. We went around to all these different places in Des Moines and took shots of Des Moines, Iowa, and including the airport. So it's kind of very fun. If you probably enjoy the show just for that reason alone if you're an Iowan.
Our set is very suggestive, so we're using those projections to set the place. And it works out very, very well.
So we were talking earlier, Juliana, what ages do you think? We already established the fact that there's a lot of profanity in this. What ages do you think?
Well, you know your own children better than anyone, but
Right.
I would think, 12, 13. Yeah.
Would understand what's going on?
Yeah.
kind of thing. Okay.
I guess I'm a little more conservative with that.
I'd be more prone to say maybe like 15 or 16.
Okay, 15 or 16.
Like
But
you
again,
guys,
you know your own kids better
Yes,
than we do. So
exactly.
I mean, you make that judgment on your own.
Yes.
Yeah, but we just wanted to make sure that they
Yeah.
knew that there's a lot of profanity.
Right.
Yes, that's the thing.
All right?
Right. Well, just like when Bo Wilmot writes very realistically for his Netflix series House of Cards as well. And so...
That's why it's on Netflix.
That's why it's on Netflix.
What series was that?
House of Cards.
Oh.
And what was that trivia question again?
House of Cards, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. House of Cards. House of Cards. All right. Well, again, in studio today.
Is this thing on?
Juliana Skluzachek is with us. Nate Chesney, Amber Boettcher, and Craig Berg. Nate, you've been in some other productions too.
Oh yeah, I was just in The Complete Works of William Shakespeare Abridged. So
How'd that go for you?
went really, really well.
Oh, we had a blast.
Yeah.
It was very fun.
Shakespeare was a lot of fun.
Well,
this
they were
version.
we did it in 90 minutes, the whole thing.
Yeah.
The Complete Works.
That'd be incredible.
It was very funny.
It was a lot of fun.
Well, that's cool. But
They
you
were-
said this is probably the most complex character you've ever played.
Yes, this is turning out to be one of my favorite shows I've ever been in. It just how much it builds and just how much you really dive into it. And in honesty, I'd love to see it. I mean, really, I would love to watch it just because it's so interesting, so intriguing.
So this would make a good movie, you're saying?
And it kind of already was,
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, it was?
Yep. Sort of.
We haven't been using that as necessarily a marketing tool much because they changed it immensely.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
But the Ides of March was based on Farragut.
Yeah,
Okay.
Academy Award.
It was Academy Award nominated movie. It was directed by George Clooney, and George.
Stars in it.
Yes, and the difference is, they have the candidates and.
They widened the story.
Yeah, very much so, and they and then they. I have a hard time not giving away anything.
Yeah.
They changed. They made the candidate more of the story than the play.
Okay.
Things that happened in the play happened to the candidate, who was played by George. But so yeah, they changed it a lot. The ending was much different. So we just kind of stayed away from comparing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's a really totally different show. In my
Farragut
mind.
North. Merlin Players Professional Theater. Again, performances are tomorrow night, 7:30, Saturday night, 7:30, Sunday afternoon matinee at 2, next Thursday, Friday, Saturday night at 7:30 at the Paradise Center for the Arts.
That's right.
You're doing
And-
auditions for...
Oh, we're doing auditions for our show in September, Harriet the Spy, on May 14th and 15th.
Okay.
You can go to our website, themerlinplayers.org, and get information also on this show, also on auditions that are coming up, and for 1776 that opens on June 17th.
So I must ask you, Craig, did you have him in mind did you call him and say, would you play this part, or how did that work?
I saw Nate on stage, actually just once. It was at a different theater. And I knew that I wanted him for this role. Now, we had some hoops to jump through. Nate's schedule. I gave him the script. I believe you read it, right?
Yep.
And we held auditions and everything. And still not quite knowing Nate's situation, but I got a call right then from him that his schedule was open, and I gave him the part.
All right. Way to go.
But it was, he had the look I was looking for, and I could tell the acting, the talent was definitely there.
Okay, I have 20 seconds.
Oh.
Do you ever want to be a political candidate?
No.
Maybe a professional actor.
I'd rather be a professional actor playing a professional candidate.
Oh, there you go. Well, he's not a professional candidate, but you know what? You're in tune to Katie Shelley in Faribault, Minnesota.